Greetings YouTube, Fuzzfinger here, welcome back to Final Fantasy IX. Today we're going to be going through Gizamaluke's Grotto, as you can see, and we're also going to be putting Quina's new Limit Glove Blue magic ability to good use, and you're going to see just how potent and powerful that is, so stay tuned. So loading up today's session then, which is going to be, if you're following along with the walkthrough guide on GameFaqs, D1-12, so D1-12. And before we go any further, I'm going to correct the mistake that I, did at the end of the last episode, but I did warn you on that as well, so hopefully you didn't, which was not having the Mage Masher equipped. But we need that on this particular episode at the start, because we do need to encounter one random enemy in order to kill Quina, and I'll explain why a little bit later. So come back into the grotto and speak to the dead soldier for the bell. And then as you make your way through, just make sure you avoid the mage, otherwise you'll be thrust into another battle. And up on the first floor here, enter through the door by ringing the bell that we just collected. And once we've opened the way, there's two items we're going to grab. We're going to grab the bronze vest from over here, and yet another bell to replace the one we've just used over here off the next soldier. After this, we're going to head through the central door. You can skip that section, but then you won't get the bronze vest. Oh, before we do that, we do need to get the random enemy encounter I told you about. And the reason for this is we have to kill Quina, because Quina's Limit Glove ability only works when he's on 1 health. So we need him to die and then resurrect him onto 1 health. So we're going to use Zidane then, with the Mage Masher equipped, to flee from this battle. Don't worry too much if any of the other characters die. I mean, it's nice if they don't, but it's not essential for them to be alive at this point. So we'll flee, we won't get any experience for doing so then. Remember, we do need to stay at the lowest level at the moment so that we can max our stats out later. If you start levelling now, you won't be able to do that. And then head through the door here by ringing the bell we collected off the second dead soldier. And this will take us into the next room with a giant bell which we're going to interact with, and there's a cutscene with the Moogle here. Once you've whizzed through all of that, you're going to want to head through. So grab the chest first for the next bell, and then use that to head through the next door up at the north here. Or the far end of the room. It might not be north, I don't know. And this will take us inside, of course, where there's going to be 2 Moogles waiting for us. But before we do anything else with the Moogles, what we need to do is make sure that Zidane's properly equipped. And so we're going to give him the butterfly sword, the leather shirt, that's it, and the yellow scarf, which he's already got. And then you're going to speak to the first Moogle and just tell them you like Kupo nuts. That's going to be important in a moment. And then you're going to save your game. And this is where things get interesting. You're going to want to use a Phoenix down to resurrect Quina. But if he resurrects on anything more than 1 health, you need to reload this game you've just saved and try again. And it can take a few minutes. It took me about 7 attempts, I think. But it could take you a bit longer, a bit less. You have to get him onto 1 health. So I'm going to resurrect him here. And he's on 7 health. That's no good. So I need to reload my save game and try again. I wouldn't load from continue either, because then you'll have to re-equip Zidane again and speak to that first Moogle. But if you load from your main save game each time you do this, then you've literally just got to try and resurrect Quina again, and that will be it. So there's our save game. Let's see if we can get a little bit more lucky this time. If we don't get it this time, then I won't do it on camera. You just have to get him on 1 HP. You know what that means though, so I don't need to show you. Alright then, I'm going to try this again, and I'm going to edit the video. Right, so Quina's now on 1 health, and when you try and leave the room, the Moogle that you told that you like Kupo nuts to will give you a special bell known as the Holy Bell, and that's what you're going to need to advance to the next area. So there you go, look, showing you that Quina's on 1 health, and go around this thing and over to the final door here. And once you go through here, we're going to get a brief cutscene followed by a boss battle. So this boss fight's fairly easy. If you do mess up, just reload your continue and you'll be thrust straight back into it. But I managed to do this first time. So you want to steal first with Zidane because you'll be able to get an elixir. Now, the elixir isn't essential. So if Quina's turn comes up first, just go for the limit glove ability. Don't worry about stealing. But it is a nice bonus to get that elixir if you're at all able. So obviously Quina can be killed if the boss hits him, in which case you will need to reload at that point. But hopefully with a little bit of luck, if your other party members are alive, they should absorb any of those hits. So there's the elixir. And now we just wait for Quina here. And here's the lovely limit glove. And this is what it will do on every single enemy in the entire game that you cast it on. When Quina's at 1 health. It'll put a weird laser ball around the enemy. And more importantly, hit them for 9,999 damage. It will never miss if he's on 1 health. And the enemy can't block it. It will always do max damage. And you won't get experience because this is a boss fight, so that's fine. And then we're going to get another bunch of cutscenes and switch over to Steiner as well. Right, so when you're in this area, the first thing you're going to want to do after the dialogue is just head over to the left and grab the chest. And then you're going to speak to the woman over here. It doesn't matter what dialogue options you choose in this area. Just spam through your dialogue once more. And then when she's gone, we're going to head over to the left, follow her over, and speak to the guy that's repairing the gate. Okay, so we finished with him. We're going to speak to this guy next. And again, just go for any dialogue option and get through the conversation. Finally, after that, we're going to try and leave. That's going to bring another guard in. We're going to have to go over to the guard in order to speak to them. That gives us the all-important gate pass, the key item we're going to need to advance. And then we're going to get some more cutscenes as we go into here. So I'm just going to stick the speed up option on and spam through it to try and save some time here. And then in this next screen, once the conversation's finished, we're going to go and grab the chest. It's only got a potion in it, but we do need to get it. Also do Magnet as well. Okay, now we'll do the chest. And now we're going to head up the stairs here and board the air cab, or whatever this thing is. Take us to the gold saucer maybe. And then all you need to do, I did mess up here a little bit actually, is just go into only one of these seats to sit down. Don't need to speak to the NPC, and that'll kick off the next conversation, which you can just spam through until you're controlling Zidane again on the world map. And that's pretty much it. You can make your way over to the next area, to Clayra, and make sure you save your game, and that's going to bring us to the end of this session. Let's just finish off then and look at my target time. Or the time I've got is 2 hours and 34 minutes, and that's pretty much what we want it to be on actually. The actual walkthrough guide by Atomus says that we want to be on 2 hours and 33 minutes and 43 seconds, so we're about 30 seconds behind, but we've caught up nicely, quite frankly. The only other thing I should point out is the gil total. If you won with Zidane at the Festival of the Hunt, then you'll have 5,000 more gil than I've got. So if there's a discrepancy there, that's probably why, if you're wondering why I might have less gil than you. You haven't missed out on me buying anything, nothing like that. So how are you guys finding this playthrough anyway, if you're joining me with this? What's your time? Let us know in the comments. I like hearing some of your times. Some of them are pretty fantastic times, by the way, based on previous episodes where you've told me. I'm guessing a lot of you are using the speed up and no battles function a little bit more regularly than I am. But that's fine, that's what they're there for, just to make things a little bit easier, aren't they? Alright then folks, well that's going to bring us to the end of today. We're going to continue with D1-13 in the next episode of Final Fantasy IX, so come back and join me for that. And don't forget to leave a like if you've enjoyed watching. See you soon all, take care.